Welcome, everybody. I am so excited to introduce to you. Let me just pop this up on the screen. Um, Kathy Merchant is, let's see if I can get this to pop up. Here we go. Kathy Merchant is one of our certified CBF coaches, and she recently received her certification in let me see if I get it right, Kathy, and you can correct me if I get it wrong. But
Okay.
when she shared this with me, I was so excited. I said, oh my goodness, finally. So Kathy recently, and of course, she's been really great at setting goals and helping others set and reach goals for quite a while. But she recently got certified in the Full Focus System, which is a turnkey system with tools and tactics around not only setting goals, but reaching goals. And when she told me she was certified as this goal setting coach, and more importantly, goals results coach, I said, we've got to bring you on early in January because this is the time of year that people are setting goals. So I asked her to come on tonight and just share some tips. And then it was also my opportunity to make a big announcement. So guys, don't go anywhere. I'm going to make a big announcement about a boot camp Kathy's going to be hosting for us. But first and foremost, I want to remind everybody here, if you are not already registered for CBF Live, April 5th is going to be here before you know it. Dallas, Texas, April 5th, 5, 6, and 7. The weather is usually gorgeous in Dallas. Just get away for 3 full days to focus on your residential cleaning business. It will be the largest and has been in the past the largest residential cleaning business training event in the world that I'm aware of. So we expect to have about 500 people there at our event, 3 full days of industry specific training. If you are already registered, type into the comments, hashtag I'm going.
I'm going.
Oh, right. So hashtag I'm going if you're already registered. If you're not, you can see across the ticker tape, cbflive.com is where you need to go to before the price goes up again. cbflive.com before the price goes up again. But back to Kathy. So Kathy is also one of our certified CBF coaches. And what that means is, as a CBF member, she's come through CBF and has achieved such levels of success in her business that we knew we could use her help and expertise at helping other CBF members reach their goals. She is an expert at the short-term rental category. So CBF members who have both year-round residential cleaning as well as short-term cleaning, Kathy Merchant is your expert to guide you through that secondary vertical. But she's also an expert at setting goals and helping our members reach goals. And we're going to be talking about goal setting tonight. And then I'll be sharing with you how you can attend. You know, I keep thinking, Kathy, it's a half a day boot camp, but it's not. It's literally a year with Kathy Merchant. It's a year-long goal setting. We kick it off with a half a day boot camp, but then you get Kathy for the whole rest of the year for 3 more quarters after this quarter. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. But so I'll be posting a link on how you guys can register for this half a day boot camp, plus the year-long accountability and mentorship calls that she'll be doing each quarter. But Kathy, before we get started on what I know is your passion around setting goals and reaching goals and helping your team reach their goals and helping other business owners reach their goals. I know life hasn't always been as easy as it is. I know you'll be heading in a couple of weeks to CBF Pros event where you're going to literally spend an entire week away from your business in Clearwater, Florida, which is
I know, I'm
amazing.
So excited.
Yes. And so I know so many business owners dream of the day when they could literally spend an entire week away from their business and it doesn't collapse while they're gone and their revenues don't tank and their employees don't all quit. And so would you be willing to share for just a few minutes, a little bit, for those who don't know you that well, a little bit about your journey of what your business looked like before you found CBF and where it is today and where you are in your life as a coach, a businesswoman, and a woman who truly has freedom from her business. Tell them a little bit about your story.
All right. So for those that don't know me, I'm Kathy Merchant, and I am a wife and a mother and a grandmother. I'm in Michigan, right on Lake Michigan. I live in a very rural area. And I started my business with my daughter, Brandy, out of the trunk of our car as just extra school clothes money. Never intended for this to become a business at all. I was just making extra school clothes money. And that was in 2009. And the following year, we got a couple of more. It worked great. I had 5 kids with my 3 stepchildren that I was trying to support. So needed all the extra money we could get. I grew that business to $535,000 from 2009 to 2020. That sounds like a lot, but I had no profit. I was working 12, 14, sometimes 16 hours a day, taking time away from my family. And we had absolutely no systems in place. And COVID hit. And when COVID hit, I said, we're not going to make it through this. We had 2 locations. And I closed one of those locations, condensed everything back to our South Haven office to try to save money. And it was during that first couple of weeks, probably first couple of days, I want to say, of COVID. I was previously in the Goldman Sachs program. I don't know if any of you know about that, but it's a business program. And there was another person that was in that group with me that did commercial cleaning. And I had never heard of Debbie Sardone at all. Didn't know who she was. I knew what speed cleaning was because it was on my shelf for 3 years and I'd never opened it. And I'm being completely honest, never opened it. So I knew what speed cleaning was, never heard of Debbie. And he sent me an email and he said, hey, this lady is going to be on the next couple of days. She's talking about COVID and how to pivot and what to do. I really think you need to join this. So we did. Me and my office staff started watching her. It was a virtual event. And within an hour, I called the rest of my management team in. I have 4 on my management team, 3 back then. And I said, you guys got to come and hear this lady. Like, she is our last resort. And if anybody can help us get through COVID, she can. We joined CBF full force, no down payment, no payments back then. It was pay it all up front. And I emailed Diana the very next day and I said, I don't need 14 days to decide. Just send me my stuff. Like, we need to do this. And so we did. And we jumped right into it. And that first year, we grew by 58%. And we closed out at 1.2 million. And the only reason we were able to do that during COVID was because of the systems that CBF taught us and how to pivot and how to put ourselves out there that we were essential. And ever since then, we've been growing. We've not grown revenue-wise because I've chose to step back. And with my leadership team, I had the most amazing leadership team that anybody could ever have. 4 of the most amazing women, now 2 guys on my team with the second location we just opened in November again. But we have implemented everything and we chose the last 2 years to just build our systems and make sure they were stable. So when we grew externally, we weren't just growing more chaos. And so that's what we chose to do. We closed this year a little under where we were last year, but we're very much stronger because of the systems that we have in place. So that's how my CBF story started. And I absolutely love CBF. I can't imagine it in my life ever.
And the best part, so it sounds like you almost doubled your business or close to doubled your business. Like you said, 58% growth in that first year.
We did, but my favorite part is I don't work in the day-to-day operations any longer. My team runs that behind the scenes. Like, I come to my office every day because I love my team and I want to be here, but they handle everything in the day-to-day operations. I have 2 amazing women who run each of my divisions, the short-term rental division and the residential division. Without the 2 of them, I could not do this. I have a big leadership team, but those 2 ladies make my life easier and make it where I can do what I like to do behind the scenes and focus now just on the profits and knowing my numbers and actually having a profit. We didn't have a profit all those years that we before. Before I joined CBF, we were borrowing from my husband's 401k to do payroll. And so it's nice to not have to do that any longer. So with those 2 ladies running things in the day-to-day operations, I can focus on our numbers and how to grow us internally stronger and actually be able to coach and help other cleaning business owners to get to where I am and farther. Because
so this is my favorite part, right? You've built what we call a lifestyle business, right? You're not trying to double and triple it again. Some of us are, but you've got this business to 7 figures, and you were able to implement all these CBF systems to smooth out the operations so that you could hand it over, empower those wonderful women to follow a great system and succeed, because most of us set our staff up to fail because we expect them to perform, but we don't give them systems, right? So you were able to hand them a business that was now fully systemized. And the best part is you can step back, and now you spend your time, instead of 12, 14, and some days 16 hours a day working in a business, now you spend your time in Florida developing and innovating, going on these business trainings and retreats and coaching and mentoring others, which is really probably one of the most fun thing you do, right? Is helping other business owners that are struggling reach their goals.
Right. Yeah. I love to give to other people. So being a coach has been very rewarding for me.
Absolutely. So Kathy, it's the beginning of the year. I want to let everybody know that we are launching, as of this evening, a goal setting boot camp and year-long experience with Kathy. And I'll give all the details here in a little bit. But for anybody that wants to spend a year with Kathy reaching your goals, right? For some of you, that's worth tens of thousands of dollars if you just finally reach your goals. For others of you, it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars if you just reach your goals, right? So just so you know, if you're a CBF member, you have a significant discount. Make sure you go over to the CBF Facebook, and we will put a coupon code over there so you can register at a very significant discount. So you just go into the Cleaning Business Fundamentals private members only Facebook group. And while Kathy's sharing some tips and strategies for everybody else, I'll make sure I go over there and post the coupon so you can get registered tonight for this literally half a day boot camp, and then 3 once a quarter accountability and follow up goal setting, resetting, strategizing calls for the rest of the year. So Kathy, when I heard you had become certified in the exercise of goal setting, and I know how people struggle with setting goals and then reaching them, right? How many of us have set goals, weight loss goals, health goals, exercise goals, and then within 3 months, we've stopped even attempting to reach those goals. And then a year later, we're disappointed with our health, our weight, or our business, or our family structure. So when you said you have recently become certified in an entire system and a process for not only setting goals, but reaching them, and I looked at that process you share with me, I'm like, oh my word, this is what every business owner needs. And I don't care if you're a small business, you're still cleaning in the field, and you've been setting a goal year after year after year to finally put down the mop and stop cleaning, or if you're at $500,000, you're at $1 million, or you're over 3 million like my business. These goal setting principles are absolutely the lifeblood to reaping the results and generating tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands more dollars. It can be the difference between spending another year at the same level or finally doubling your business or more. So Kathy, what are some of those strategies that you can share with us tonight? Because we're anxious to hear.
Well, I'm going to share one of my favorite tools, and it's not something that I created. You can find it on the internet anywhere. It's called the Wheel of Life. And so yesterday I went live and I shared in the Profits group 3 reasons why setting goals was important. But today I'm going to be sharing one of my favorite tools, the Wheel of Life, and how to use it. And then we're going to talk about 2 mistakes at the end that people make while setting their goals. So are you ready, Debbie, to get this started?
Yeah. And do you want me to show the Wheel of Life, or do you just want to start teaching and then tell me when to bring it up?
You can actually share it.
All righty. Let me bring that up.
Now. And
There you
I'm
go.
just going to pull up. All right. So some of you may have seen this before. This isn't anything new, like I said. It is something that you can find easily on the internet. But I'm going to go through it with you, because when life is busy and all your energy is focused on your special projects, it's all too easy to find yourself off balance, right? Not paying enough attention to important areas of your life. And while you need to have drive and focus, if you're going to get things done, taking this too far can lead to frustration and intense stress and burn you out, right? So that's when it's time to take a step back, take a helicopter type view of your life so that you can bring things back into balance. One of the biggest things that I learned being in CBF, and that I learned from the coaches that I had before I became a coach, was that work-life balance and how important that is. So this is where the wheel of life, or the life wheel, can help. It helps you to identify areas that you need to pay more attention to. So the wheel of life exercise, it allows you to evaluate different areas in your life, including relationships, your career, your health, personal growth, whatever that looks like to you. And with 1 being the least satisfied and 10 being the most, you color the wheel to identify which areas of your life you feel content with and what that looks like. So on a scale of 1 to 10. So how you use the wheel: 1, you start to brainstorm those areas in your life. Start with brainstorming 6 to 8 dimensions of your life that are important to you. Some different approaches to that might be the roles you play in your life. For example, husband, wife, father, mother, manager, a colleague, being a team member, if you are a sports player, community leaders, or just being a friend to somebody. And then look at the areas of your life that are important to you. For example, if you have a positive attitude, your career, education, family and friends, financial freedom, physical challenges, pleasure, public services. Another one is artistic expression. Those are areas that might be important to you. And then your own combination of these, or different things. It doesn't have to be anything that I mentioned. Those was just a few examples that I give. And then reflecting on the things that are the priorities in your life. And so then you start to write these down and the dimensions on the diagram. 1 of each spoke of the wheel. So you have those different spokes, and you'll write down a dimension for each of those spokes. And then you're going to assess each area of your life wheel. So this approach assumes that you'll be happy and fulfilled, if you can find the right balance of attention for each of those dimensions. And different areas of your life will need different levels of attention at different times in your life. So I always tell everybody it's good to do this at least once a year, because your life changes. So the next step is to assess the amount of time, the amount of attention that you're currently devoting to each of those areas. So consider each of the dimensions in turn. Think about them one by one. And on a scale of 0 being the lowest and 10 being your highest, write down the amount of attention you're devoting to that area in your life, and mark each score on the appropriate spoke of your life. Now, I like to color them in, and we're going to show you a completed one at the end. But some people like to just write it in there, but I like to color it in because I want color in my life. And then the 4th step is you're going to join your marks together. So now you're going to join the marks around the circle. Does your life wheel look like it's in balance? And you're not taking time to do this right now. I'm just explaining this to you. And then if you have any questions later, you can drop them in the comments, or you can private message me. But then the 5th step that you're going to take is to think about your ideal level for your life balance. So it's time to consider your ideal level in each of your life. So a balanced life does not mean you're getting 5 in each level area. Some areas need more attention and focus. Your family, your friends, I won't say your friends, your family, your business, those need more focused than maybe your social life, or maybe scrolling through Facebook, right? And inevitably, you will need to make choices and compromises, as your time and energy is not unlimited, right? We only get 24 hours in a day. So the question is, what would the ideal level of attention be for you in each area of your life? And it's different for every single one of us. So then you can plot the ideal scores around your life wheel. And then the next step is to take action. So we can write all the goals that we want. We can fill out all these different forms. We can fill out the life wheel. But if you don't take action, it's just like if you join CBF and you got all these great modules and all this training and all these systems, but you did absolutely nothing with it. You're not going to get anywhere, right? You're still going to be in the same valley of despair you're in right now. This is the same thing with setting goals. If you don't take action, you're not going to change your life. You're not going to change from where you are. And year by year goes by, and you're still in the same rut that you're currently in. So you have to take action. So you have to get a visual representation of your current life balance, and that's what the life wheel is. See where are the gaps, and then these are the areas that you need to pay attention to. And remember that the gaps can go both ways. There's almost certain areas that are not going to be getting as much attention as you'd like. However, there may be areas that you're putting too much effort into, and you're ideally not spending enough time maybe with your family. You're putting too much time into your business. I'm very guilty of this. These areas are sapping all the energy and enthusiasm out of you, and it's leaving you very unbalanced. I feel very overwhelmed when I get this way, and I'm sure a lot of you probably have felt that way too. So once you identify those areas that need attention, it's time to put a plan of action in. You've got to have a plan to regain your balance. So starting with the neglected area, what are things that do you need to start doing to regain balance? In the areas that are currently taking the energy and time away from you, what can you stop doing and reprioritize or delegate to somebody else? And make a commitment to these actions by writing them down on your worksheet, on your plan that you have. And as I said, this isn't something that I developed. I pulled this off the internet. I've been teaching on it. I teach in my community with it. I partnered with a lady here in my community. We do full day vision board and goal setting, and we'll do part of a vision board in our boot camp that we do, a much shorter version, because she spends a half a day and then I spend a half a day on taking her vision and putting it into a plan of action. So that's what we're going to do in the boot camp, is we're going to have that part with us that we'll do for the vision. And then we're going to make a plan of action, and we're actually going to set your goals for this quarter.
So I'm loving this Wheel of Life, as Corey Biddick commented, is like such a great name for a process. Mm-hmm. And so I'd love to see a little bit of participation right now. So if you were to think about this Wheel of Life, and I'll pop it back up here in just a minute for you guys, but I want you to think about some areas that you would love to set some goals around over this next 12 months. So don't think just business, although that's always very heavy on our minds, but think about your personal finances. Maybe you want to pay down some credit card debt. Think about your career and your profession. Maybe you finally want to become mop-free in 2024. Think about your family and your parenting. Maybe you want to set a goal that says by 5 p.m., I turn off the business, I turn out the lights, proverbial lights, I lock up the doors, I turn off the computer, and I head home, and I am fully present for my family from 5 p.m. on, instead of, right, where you're at the office way past the time you said you would be home. You finally walk in the door, you get dinner on the table, and then you do up the dishes, you get the kids in bed, and then you're back to work. Or you do the dishes, you're trying to spend time with your family, but you're still answering text and answering emails and dealing with customer complaints after hours. Exactly. Right. And so think about, what are those goals that you would love for Kathy to help you reach this next year? How about personal development? Goals to improve a certain skill we've been neglecting for many, many years, your leadership skills or your understanding of your business finances. What about spiritual goals? right? Spiritual goals. Like I want to read through the entire Bible in the year 2024, or I want to start teaching Sunday school, or I want to start a gratitude journal. You know, what are those spiritual goals? And what about your fun and enjoyment goals, right? How many of us literally set fun and enjoyment goals, right? It ends up becoming a reaction to whatever's left over. Oh, well, I'll take a day off or I'll plan a family vacation. But imagine if you set goals up front that said, by this summer, I want my business to be so healthy, I can take a full week vacation where I can be fully present with my family and I'm not checking emails and dealing with crises while I'm trying to take a full family vacation. Make that a goal. What about relationship goals, right? Have you allowed your relationships to grow stale? Maybe your relationships with your spouse is strained, especially if you've been in business together and you take the business home with you and you stop having date night. And it seems like the only conversations you do have are about business, which ends up being bickering over what to do and what you shouldn't have done. Right. So imagine relationship goals. And then health goals, health and aging goals, right? Health goals. Losing those extra pounds that are literally killing you, right? Or getting back to an exercise regimen to keep your heart healthy and to keep you moving, or cutting out smoking, or cutting out alcohol, or fattening foods, fast foods, or drinking water instead of soda pop. I mean, think about those health goals, right? So often the only thing we think about and set goals around are, and let me pop this back up on the stage, the only thing we set goals around are business. Like, okay, I want to be mop free. I want to finally get to 10,000 a month, or 30,000 a month, or 41,000 a month, or 83,000 a month, right? The mop free millionaire. We think about those business goals. I want to finally hit 100 clients or 300 clients. But are we neglecting our spiritual goals, our personal development goals? You know, Kathy, one of the things that I've noticed as people come through CBF, which is what you've done, you start out in CBF Essentials your first year, you fix all the broken pieces, you literally obliterate all that chaos and drama and lack of profits. And then in year 2, you move into momentum, where you implement more things, you tighten the bolts, you get better and better at business, you get more acquainted with the numbers, you become more profitable. And then in year 3 or 4, you join CBF Pros, which is where Kathy has been in. And you see this progression in business. And all of a sudden, the personal development goals move from figuring out how to train my staff or figuring out how to hire the right people and keep them. All of a sudden, your goals shift for personal development. Now you're trying to be a better leader. Right? You want to be a better leader. You're no longer worried about, how do I find good workers? Shoot, you mastered that 2 years ago in CBF.
Right? Or what's the best vacuum to use?
Yeah. Back then, our goal was to get 10 good quality vacuums at work, right? Or to finally have 5 good employees that don't turn over. So every year, as you progress and you develop as a leader, your goals change, right? Oftentimes our goals start out as purely around survival, right? And that's profitability, finding workers who won't keep quitting, finally raising my prices and not losing all my clients. So in the early days of our business, our goals tend to be around just surviving. Then when you begin to thrive and you have a proven system and you're finally crushing it with results, and with Kathy's help, you're actually reaching those financial goals, then you actually have time and energy left over to finally set some real balanced goals, right? Around family and spirituality and health and fun time, right? We're supposed to be having fun. We didn't go into business to work like dogs all the time for peanuts. We went into business to create the kind of time freedom that Kathy has carved out in her business. So Kathy, I love this. I told you I'd pop up this wheel where it's partially filled in, and I would imagine your wheel looks different every year. It's different.
Yes, it changes, and it can change by the quarter, just depending on, what you have going on in your life. Are you expecting a newborn baby? Are you getting married? You know, big life changes. It changes your wheel of life every, you know, could be every quarter, every month.
Every quarter. Yeah,
So, but I like to do it at least once a year to see kind of where I'm at.
exactly.
This isn't my
So,
wheel. This is one that we pulled up off the internet, but I just wanted you to see how it is when you actually start to color it in. And then
mhm,
you can see those line the what 0 through 10 and how it's numbered there. That'll give you a better visual with it actually filled in versus the blank one that we showed you in the beginning. You can pull
exactly.
this up right online. This isn't any special tool that I've created. It's not something that I need to send you. Just Google Wheel of Life and you'll get all different kinds of variations of them. This is just two that I chose to share with you guys.
Exactly. And of course,
It's
you
my
have a
favorite
ton
tool in
more.
my little arsenal.
It's one of your favorites. And you, of course, have a ton of other tools. Let me see if I can bring
I
that
do.
back up on the stage. Um, I don't know why. I struggle with making this thing work with both of us in here. But Kathy has a ton of other tools that'll be included in the boot camp, but this one's around your life, right? So thinking, let me just bring that back up. Thinking about this wheel tonight. And of course, when you join the boot camp, she's going to help you set business goals and all kinds of goals and help hold you accountable all year long to reaching those goals or adjusting those goals. But looking at this wheel, guys, I would love for you to post just one thing, just one goal that you're going to pursue in 2024. Now, I know Kathy's going to help you pursue multiple goals and reach them, but think about this wheel. Are they obviously professional goals, right? Like getting your business to the level you believe it should reach in 2024. Professional or financial goals, right? Finally getting profitable or finally hitting that next threshold of revenue, or a health goal, right? So I'd like for you to type into the chat. Now I'm gonna set a pretty serious health goal, relationship goals, right? Or family and parenting goals. Maybe that goal is being present for dinner every single night, being there to read to your kids before they go to bed every single night. Whatever those are, type into the chat one of those goals that you know it's going to mean the world to you to reach. One of those goals, getting more freedom time for the benefit of my community. Wowzer Maids. Now that's pretty amazing, right? Just having more freedom in her business so she can spend more time helping her community. And then Eliza says health goals. And then let's see who else. Somebody else said, I've got some personal development goals that I'll be setting. And then Deborah says top priority, health. Deborah, that is so amazing. Top priority, health. In fact, let me bring us back to here. Who else wants to say what goal you're going to be pursuing this next year? If it kills you.
In our boot camp, we will set one of these, each one of those. There's 8 on the wheel, and we're going to set a goal in each one of those categories when we do the boot camp.
Fantastic.
I've learned in my training that if you set more than 8 goals, you burn yourself out very quickly. So you don't need to focus on more than 8 things in 1 year.
And when you're not doing it by yourself, when you have somebody who is a trained professional at helping people use these incredible tools, and I saw her toolkit that you guys are going to get. It is unbelievable. I'm like, wow, this toolkit alone is goldmine.
There are 3 pillars, Debbie, and there's 23 frameworks with several other resources. If health is one of your big things, there's actual a resource guide for tracking your water, your body measurements. There's another one for savings. There's little saving jars, and you can color them in when you reach a certain level. There's all kinds of tools that I'm going to be sharing with all of you.
That is so cool. And here's the thing, guys. It's not that we don't know how to reach our goals, but being left alone makes it so hard to reach our goals. So you're going to have, number one, a half-a-day training, professional training from Kathy Merchant on January 15th. So you do need to get registered. You'll have a half a day of training. You'll get all of the tools, and then 3 more follow-ups. So that'll be the first quarter. So you'll have 3 months to hit some goals and hit some metrics and maybe fall back or readjust. And then 3 more quarterly follow-ups with Kathy as a group. So imagine, Kathy, that let's say 10 or 15 or 20, whether it's CBF members, non-CBF members, CBF members, go to our private Facebook group and get your coupon code. It's significantly less for this year-long experience with Kathy. But imagine all of you that are on here tonight doing this together for a whole year, celebrating the win, celebrating with Bobby to be fully
Bobby's
present
is probably
by
my
5
favorite
p.m.
one. That's probably my favorite.
I mean, to help her reach that goal will be so significant. And then somebody else, it doesn't show her name, but to reach her personal finance goals. Somebody else, look at this one, Kathy, 2024 health, pre-pregnancy weight, right? What a beautiful goal. Won't you feel so good and healthy when you reach that goal? And then
I was actually
Lesia,
able to lose 15 pounds using my goal setting processes last year.
wow.
I didn't reach my goal of 25, but I did lose 15. So,
and 15 feels so much better than nothing. You know, I didn't have your system, but a few years ago, I was determined to drop 35 pounds. And I couldn't do it alone. I had tried for years to do alone. I just couldn't. And so I enlisted the help of experts to do it with me. And if I hadn't have had somebody do it with, I guarantee you I wouldn't have reached it. So Lesia Allen says, hey, Lesia, great to see you. Health and relationships. That's really powerful. And won't it feel good, Kathy, to help her with that? And then somebody else said relationships to stop working past 5 unless it's a CBF training call is what I'm going to assume. And then we give you permission because it's not every day. It's the habit of every day working till 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. And in many, many years, Kathy, I would work till midnight, 10 o'clock at night because I just didn't have a system that took all the work out of the hours. And then Jill Henderson says, she's in the valley of despair, but that's okay. Jill Henderson, the valley of despair means you're on your way out of the valley of despair. So I have all these goals and more freedom, work-life balance. Well, that's why you need to work with Kathy for a year. Let's help you reach as many of those goals as possible. And then Corey says, my primary goal is to become a father.
Yes, Corey. We were just praying for you and Kayla. I can't wait.
We are excited for you. We have one of our CBF members started a GoFundMe page to help them get pregnant with some medical interventions, and you are in our prayers continually. What an exciting goal, one way or another, to become a father and a mother for the Biddicks. And then Amy Smith says, I say this is the year of Amy. That is so cool. I'm taking back my health and relationships, both with friends and Christ. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful goal.
Absolutely, Amy.
It's going to be fun to reach these goals together, guys. And then Anelia says personal development. Let me tell you something. When you invest in developing yourself as a leader, you can turn that investment into exponential growth and opportunity. Where can you sign up? Okay, so you can sign up. In fact, I'll put the link in here right now. It's super
While Debbie's
easy.
doing that, I just want to tell you guys, if I've coached you already on a goal session, this is like that session on steroids. This is nothing that you've already received. I've done some free 1-hour Zooms with a few different people. When we had our Michigan retreat, I did a little 1-hour thing with them. This is nothing compared to that. This is on steroids, guys.
Well, this is what I like to say. If you loved what Kathy could deliver for free, imagine what you're going to get in terms of tools, support, and training when you've actually paid for it. And you know, Kathy, my biggest belief anyway is those who pay attention. For a few $100s, it is a tiny investment to reach tens of thousands of dollars in goals or family relationships, to have a system, to have tools, and to have support for a year in reaching those goals. So for those of you who are not in CBF, you can just go straight to DebbieSardone.com/goal setting bootcamp, all one word, goal setting bootcamp. If you are a CBF member and you're an active CBF member, go over to the Facebook page. I have already posted the coupon because CBF membership comes with perks, and you're going to be shocked at what you'll be able to pay to work with Kathy for a year in this goal setting boot camp and quarterly accountability. And then Jill Henderson already wanted to revise her goal. And you know what? You get to do that, Jill. And she says, actually, to get a paycheck, I work 12 hours, 6 days a week, and I'm still not getting paid. All right, it's time to fix that. That is completely unnecessary in this industry. This is one of the most profitable, lucrative industries you could have chosen. And if you're doing it right, you can make a fortune. If you're doing it wrong, you'll work all the time. All right. And then Sherry says, hey, Sherry, good to see you. To manage my money and know my numbers better. That's a fantastic goal. And then
That's a good one, Sherry.
profitable. Absolutely. And of course, becoming profitable, it's an amazing goal. CBF training calls, yes. So anyway, so there's the link, DebbieSardone.com goal setting bootcamp. If you're a CBF member, go over to our Facebook group and grab your coupon so you can get into her goal setting session. So who's already registered? I'm just curious. If you've already registered, just type in #bootcamp. Wendy.
And when they get registered, Debbie, don't forget to tell them about what they're getting.
You tell them so I don't screw it up.
Okay. You want me to tell them?
Yeah.
All right. So when you sign up, you're actually going to get the 4-hour boot camp with me, 3 1-hour quarterly goal setting sessions. So we're going to set your goals together every quarter.
As a group.
And then you're going to get your Living Your Best Life goal setting planner that has 3 pillars and 23 frameworks plus all of the resources. So that's what you get all together. If you have the full focus planner, you can use your full focus planner. But if you don't want to purchase one, you can print it out and put it in a pretty binder like this.
Because Kathy's giving it to you.
All the resources that you need in it. I'm giving it to you. So I have put some of the dailies and the monthlies and the quarterlies in there if you're using a full focus planner, and I've already worked with you before, but you don't have to go and purchase one separately. I've given you some sheets in there that you can make copies of.
And if they love it so much and they want to purchase it, then Kathy will share later with those of you in the boot camp how you can get those at a discount, because she is a certified full focus system coach. You can certainly avail yourself to that if you just want to purchase it. Otherwise, she has generously included the entire kit for download. And you can just print those suckers off every single quarter. So, Kathy, I wanted to share this with you. Wendy Nellett.
As soon as you register.
As soon as you register. So hurry up and register. So you have plenty of time to get those printed off and maybe stuck into a beautiful organized notebook like Kathy has done. So Wendy Nellett says, Kathy is a wonderful friend and a coach. And then Tammy Harrelson
My
says,
sister.
Awesome. And then Tammy Harrelson says, I am with Jill, but my number one goal is to get out of my own way so I can achieve the goals I set. That is fantastic, Tammy.
Tammy, I just want to tell you that was my biggest issue, was I was always in the way. I was the biggest obstacle in my company.
We are our biggest enemy to success. So, Muhid, I'm saying it wrong. Aiden, how can I stop cleaning while running a cleaning company? Well, without a system, you probably won't. So for those of you who are like, what is this CBF that's changing lives? You can go to cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com if you are ready to invest in your training. If you are ready to invest in your training. And if you join CBF, cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com, before CBF Live, I'll give you a free ticket if you're not registered already. So,
and I've been to a lot of conferences, and I just want to tell you guys, if you've never been to CBF Live, Debbie throws one, I'll keep it PG, one shindig.
It is.
If you like music and to dance and to have fun, you need to be there.
It is. I mean, that's not all we do, but that is some of what we do.
No, it's not all we do.
It is one of the most exciting conferences you'll ever go to, but solid training content you're going to absolutely love. And so Eliza says she wants to fix her financial life. And then Wendy says, I was in the valley of despair 4 weeks ago. Kathy was one of the coaches that really helped me work through my company issues. I am now in Florida for 4 weeks, enjoying working on my business. CBF community is amazing. Thank you, Wendy, for sharing that. So here's the thing, and Wendy will tell you this, Kathy will tell you this, Deborah Dubois, Amy Smith will all tell you this. CBF helps you fix your broken pieces. It gives you a system to follow so that you have a path to success. But at every new level, there is a new devil, right? And so the devil you face today, wherever your business is today, is always changing as you're always growing to the next level. And so, Wendy, we know that there's going to be a new hurdle. We're going to be in a big valley again at some point. But when you're in CBF, you have coaches, you have training, you have CBF private retreats, you have Facebook Lives that we do. You have all kinds of help to get you over the hurdle and onto that next goal.
The greatest thing
Amy,
about CBF is the community. You're never in business alone ever again.
Ever again. Amy says it's truly a memory-making event, and you make lifelong friends. I know, that is so fun. So if you want to register for CBF Live, just go to cbflive.com. But if you want to register for Kathy Merchant's Goal Setting Bootcamp, go to DebbieSardone.com/Goal Setting Bootcamp. I posted that in the chat one more time. And then Erin is here, Kathy. So Erin Coleman says hello. Yes. And Erin, oh my goodness, Erin has such an amazing story, he and Tony. And when he found CBF, I can't tell you the incredible progress I saw him make that first year. And now they're just living such an incredible life, really making a difference in their community. And Erin says, best investment you can make in yourself. So thank you, Erin. Appreciate that. So listen, Kathy, it is getting late. You've already been very generous with your time. Guys, even if you don't come to the boot camp, you can go find that wheel in Google somewhere and download it and start working on your own goals by yourself. Either way, join us for the boot camp if you can. DebbieSardone.com/goal setting bootcamp. Make sure you go to our private members only Facebook group and grab your coupon code and get in for a ridiculous amount because CBF members always come with perks. So any closing words of encouragement for our goal setters and our goal reachers for 2024, Kathy?
Well, I'm going to share with them some mistakes that people typically make. So even if you don't join us, I would like to share a couple of things with you. Two of the most common mistakes people set in goals is that life is multifaceted. So goals cover multiple life domains over the course of time. And a lot of people will set goals just in one area of their life, and that's a huge mistake. Another is setting goals based on pressure from others or feeling an obligation. Your best goals are personal to you, and they're compelling to you. So the best way to stay engaged and to see the goal to completion is to make it personal to you. So with that, I hope that all of you will be joining me on the 15th, and we'll be setting some goals together. I'm excited to do this. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. And I was told about the Full Focus system 2 years ago from my coach. And I am a planner junkie. So if you are somebody who buys planners constantly and it's never what you want, the Full Focus planner, I bought it 2 years ago when my coach told me about it. And I've reached so many of my goals by working this system. And I loved it so much I became certified in the whole system because it does work.
Grateful. We are grateful that you did. I already see people registering, Kathy, so I'm super excited about that. CBF members, go grab your coupon code over in CBF. Kathy, thank you so much for just helping us think about setting our goals and not limiting them to just business goals, but think outside of business to family, health, and so on. And I can't wait for this boot camp. January 15th, we will be doing it for a half a day. So it'll be 10 a.m. Central Time to 2 p.m. Central Time. So 10 to 2 Central Time. So if you're in the Eastern Time Zone, it's 11 to 3. If you're in California, That puts it at 8 a.m. for you. So guys, go get registered. DebbieSardone.com/goal setting bootcamp. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks
And
so
then we're
much
going
for
to have
spending.
those 3 additional dates.
Yes,
We'll have those
and then
3
we'll get,
additional dates. We'll be setting quarterly goals together as well.
exactly. So once you get registered, you'll hear about all the other dates to keep you on track. All right. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great night. Thanks, Kathy, for sharing your goal setting, one of your great goal setting tools with us tonight. And we'll see you guys at the boot camp.
Absolutely.
Take care.
All right.